After being out of the hospital for several months, John discovers that his lease on his apartment has run out and his new landlord, it's not renewing it. John eventually finds a new place to live. Unknown to him, his new landlord, Lisa, has started to fall in love with him too. However, Victoria's obsession in finding John has escalated to the point where she has brought a friend in from New York to help her find. And if John is in a relationship, destroy that relationship.
Derek Malone sits at the kitchen table, the heart of a warm, loving family breakfast. Derek shares a light-hearted moment with his kids, laughter echoing through the room. He kisses his wife goodbye, a routine gesture overflowing with affection. Derek drives along the M25, a river of metal flowing towards the city. The traffic thickens, a sea of brake lights stretching into the distance. He merges into the relentless flow, his mind already consumed by the day ahead. On the M25 highway, a car veers wildly, its driver losing control. Derek's reflexes kick in, desperately maneuvering to avert disaster. The air is pierced by the harrowing screech of tires as pandemonium unfolds. The violent collision sends both cars spiraling out of control. Metal screams and glass explodes as the vehicles roll over. The highway transforms into a chaotic tableau of twisted metal and shattered glass. The piercing wail of sirens shatters the air as paramedics rush to the chaotic highway scene. Amidst the wreckage, Derek is carefully pulled from the twisted metal of his car. His condition appears critical. Inside the ambulance, chaos reigns as paramedics fight to stabilize Derek. Monitors beep urgently, and voices shout instructions, creating a symphony of desperation. Derek lies unconscious, his face pale and bloodied, a stark image of fragility. The ambulance races towards Big City Hospital, its lights cutting through the night. Victoria and Lisa stand ready, awaiting the arrival with focused anticipation. Derek is rushed into the chaotic emergency room, a whirlwind of medical personnel surrounding him. Doctors and nurses work feverishly, their focused efforts a desperate race against time. The fate of Derek hangs precariously in the balance, every second a battle between life and death. Derek is wheeled into the operating theater, his life hanging in the balance. Victoria assesses Derek's condition, her expression grave. Victoria urgently declares. Victoria stands in the operating theater, the surgical lights casting a sterile glow.
Lisa, we need to act fast. Can you prep the instruments, please?
Victoria asks. Lisa nods, her movements precise as she begins prepping the surgical instruments. The metallic gleam of the tools reflects in Lisa's focused eyes. Victoria begins the incision. Lisa, can you hand me that retractor? Victoria asks Lisa. Lisa swiftly retrieves the retractor. She hands it to Victoria, their movements perfectly synchronized. In the operating theater, Victoria leads her team with precise, calculated movements. Under the intense glare of operating lights, surgeons work with focused precision. Amidst the sterile environment, my concentration wavers, thoughts of John clouding her mind. Victoria shakes off thoughts of John and focuses on the patient. Victoria, focused, checks her instruments, the fate of her patient hanging in the balance.
Okay, I see the damage. We need to stabilize this vertebrae.
Victoria's voice cuts through the sterile silence.
Can you hold the bone plate steady for me?
Victoria asks, her request echoing in the tense atmosphere. Derek's vitals stabilize, a subtle victory in the high-stakes operation. Bathed in the intense glow of the operating lights, the team stands united, their faces glistening with sweat, their eyes reflecting profound relief. Victoria, her voice calm and steady, declares,
Well done, team. We saved his life.
Victoria steps back from the operating table, her hands shaking slightly. Patient stable, she confirms, her voice firm despite the tremor in her hands. She directs,
Take him to recovery ward.
Victoria watches the nurses move Derek onto the stretcher. Exhaustion washes over her as Victoria turns to leave the OR. Victoria returns to her office, her mind still reeling. Her thoughts drift to John. Lisa walks into Victoria's office and asks,
"You are right. You look upset. I thought the operation went well. We saved his life, so what's got you so down?"
Victoria sits behind her desk, a faint weariness in her eyes, but she remains composed.
Yes, I'm fine. The operation brought back some memories. It was almost the same operation I did on John, but I'll get over it. I'm more interested in hearing about your new roommate. He moved in yesterday, didn't he?
Victoria asks Lisa, her curiosity getting the better of her.
So, what's the verdict on the new roommate? Do I finally get to meet him?
The office is brightly lit. Victoria stands and moves around her desk so she can see Lisa more clearly.
"Well, he's only just moved in. I'm just getting to know him. Give it a little while longer, and then I'll invite you around for a meal."
Lisa says.
"Okay, doctor. I've got your first patient for you,"
says Lisa. "All nurse now," Victoria responds. "Thanks, Lisa. I'll take it from here." Victoria walks towards the patient. Victoria greets the patient.
Ah, hello there. My name is Dr. Victoria Temple, and I'll be taking care of you today.
Victoria, driven by resolve, dives deep into the labyrinth of hospital records, bathed in the room's somber light. Her heart races as she finally unearths John's address, her face etched with a blend of anticipation and dread. A nervous gaze sweeps across the room, haunted by the looming threat of discovery. Victoria stands in her bathroom. Her reflection stares back, yet a shadow of dissatisfaction clouds her features. She appears ready, but her energy betrays a hidden restlessness. The marble surfaces gleam, reflecting the ornate fixtures, yet her mind seems distant. A soft sigh escapes her lips, a subtle sign of the inner turmoil she conceals. Time to get dressed.
You're the light, you're the night, you're the color of my blood. You're the cure, you're the pain, you're the only thing I want to touch. Never knew that it could mean so much, so much. You're the fear, I don't care, 'cause I've never been so high. Follow me through the dark, let me take you past the satellites. You can see the world you brought to life, to life. So love me like you do, la la, love me like you do. Love me like you do, la la, love me like you do. Touch me like you do, touch me like you do. What are you waiting for? Fading in, fading out, on the edge of paradise. Every inch of your skin is a holy grail I've gotta find. Only you can set my heart on fire, on fire. Yeah, I'll let you set the pace, 'cause I'm not thinking straight. My head's spinning around, I can't see clear no more. What are you waiting for? Love me like you do, love me like you do, like you do. Love me like you do, love me like you do. Touch me like you do, touch me like you do. What are you waiting for? Love me like you do, love me like you do, like you do. Love me like you do, love me like you do. Touch me like you do, touch me like you do. What are you waiting for? I'll let you set the pace, 'cause
Victoria's blue Porsche, 911 tears through the quiet night. Headlights slice through the darkness as she nears John's home. Victoria's Porsche pulls up to the apartment building, its arrival cutting through the night silence. A sense of urgency and hope fills the night. Victoria approaches the apartment building looking for the correct number. She approaches the ordinary building, hope etched on her face, yet unease hangs heavy in the air. The mundane facade of the building belies a sense of wrongness. Victoria finds herself at the threshold of an apartment, greeted by an older couple. Yes. Excuse me, miss, but why are you here at this time at night?
I'm really sorry for bothering you at this time of night, but I'm looking for somebody that I thought lived here. His name was John Wilkinson.
I'm sorry, miss, but there's nobody living here with that name. The elderly woman suddenly speaks to her husband. It could be the previous tenant. She suggests to her husband. She then turns back to Victoria.
Yes, that has to be it. You wouldn't happen to know where he's gone, would you?
The couple explains, John's lease expired while he was in the hospital, and we have no information about his current whereabouts. Victoria's hope fades as she hears the news. She thanks the elderly couples and wishes them a good night. The elderly couple gently close the door, leaving Victoria standing in the street. Victoria stands alone outside the apartment building, her face reflecting deep disappointment in the dim, lonely glow. She scans the neighborhood with a desperate gaze. C walked back to her Porsche. Inside the dimly lit Porsche, Victoria sits, her gaze lost in thought, her mood heavy. Victoria starts the cast and begins the journey back to her penthouse.
I wake up lonely. There's air of silence in the bedroom, and all around. Touch me now. I close my eyes and dream away. It must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been good, but I lost it somehow.
Later on in the very same night, in the softly lit living room, Lisa and John share a quiet moment on the sofa. In an attempt to break the awkward silence, Lisa begins to recount her day at the hospital, her voice gentle.
I work with the nurse at the big city hospital today. We had a car accident. The man was brought in who had severe final injuries.
Oh my god, that's so freaky. I had a serious accident. I was hit by a car, and I ended up in City Hospital. I spent nearly half a year there learning to walk again.
She suddenly remembers who John is. He is the person Victoria, her best friend, is looking for with this revelation. Lisa suddenly realizes her attraction to John is stronger than she thought. She realizes John hasn't recognized her because every time she was near him, he was unconscious. Victoria was the one that spent the time with him after he was learning to walk again. In a fleeting moment of madness, she decides to keep her connection to Victoria a secret.
What's the name of your head surgeon? You see, the surgeon who operated on me was called Victoria Temple. Do you know her?
John asks, his gaze unwavering.
No, I don't know her. I've heard of her, of course, but I've never worked with her. The name of my head surgeon is Dr. Thompson.
John speaks, his voice filled with reverence as he recalls a moment from his past. Dr. Victoria Temple once saved my life. I will never forget her. Lisa's eyes flicker with surprise, a fleeting emotion she tries to conceal behind a cough. John watches Lisa intently, his expression expectant.
I started to develop feelings for her. I was going to tell her the day I was leaving the hospital we arranged to meet. I waited for hours, but she never turned up. I realized then what a fool had been. Her attentiveness towards me was just her way of helping the patient she was invested in seeing walk again. I realized at that moment that she was never really romantically interested in me, so I left.
Lisa laughs nervously, her voice betraying a slight tremor as she responds.
So, what do you think of the neighborhood?
Lisa shifts the focus of the conversation, drawing it away from Dr. Temple. John realizes, but the beautiful woman at the side of him does not want to talk about another woman, so here allows the conversation to flow in a different direction. After spending the rest of the evening watching some TV, Lisa eventually stands up and says, "Good night. Good night to you." "I've had a pleasant evening," John replies, and quietly, exits the room, taking himself to bed. Lisa watches John leave. She also realizes that she has definitely started to fall for him, and now there's another complication, Victoria. In order to have John, she must continue to lie to both Victoria and John. With a heavy heart, she also heads to bed. Victoria stands alone in her extravagant bathroom, the city lights painting a backdrop of distant, scattered stars. Her eyes lock with her own reflection, revealing the turmoil hidden beneath her composed exterior. The reflection stares back, a haunting echo of her inner conflict. A voice drifts in, breaking the heavy silence.
So, what are you going to do now?
Victoria remains motionless, her reflection the only witness to her silent deliberation. Victoria stands before the mirror, her reflection a stark reminder of her power and isolation.
He's not at that address, so there's nothing more I can do. There's always more you can do. For one thing, you can let me help you.
Victoria pauses, her expression shifting as she absorbs Vanessa's words echoing from beyond.
Okay, Vanessa. If you're so clever, what do you suggest we do then? I have an idea. I've already brought Mandy from America.
Her face contorts with rage, a stark contrast to the luxurious surroundings.
How could you do that, Vanessa? You know what she used to be.
Suddenly, her control shatters, and Victoria spins away from the mirror.
I didn't want her involved in this. Why do you always have to interfere? Because I always look after us, and I always will. You want this man? Then let me get him for you.
Victoria's reflection in the mirror shows her unwavering resolve.
Okay, Vanessa. I guess yours is the only way it usually is.
With one final look in the mirror, Victoria turns around and walks out of the bathroom. It is a bright, sunny morning, with a perfect blue sky above the bustling features of the hospital. As ambulances arrive, with new patients and doctors begin their morning rounds, Victoria navigates the busy hospital with poised grace, the disappointment of the night before forgotten for the moment. With practiced efficiency, she reviews charts, her touch gentle as she offers solace. She engages with colleagues, exchanging insights on a complex case. Despite her focus, thoughts of John linger, a bittersweet distraction. A faint smile plays on her lips as she remembers a moment with John. In the bustling cafeteria, Victoria and Lisa sit amidst the clatter, steam rising from their coffee. Victoria leans in, her voice a hushed confession. I did something really stupid, Lisa. I snuck John's address from the hospital records. Her voice barely a whisper, Victoria continues, confessing.
And then, I went to his old apartment.
Victoria's voice laced with regret, she admits.
I don't know what I was thinking. Now I just feel awful and anxious.
Under the harsh fluorescent lights of the cafeteria, Victoria sits, her anxiety palpable as her hands clench tightly in her lap. With a voice trembling with regret, Victoria confesses her missteps to Lisa. Lisa listens intently, her brow furrowed with empathy and unwavering support for Victoria. Victoria laments, her voice laced with despair.
I lament my mistake, fearing I have ruined my career for a fleeting infatuation.
The weight of her actions bears down on Victoria as she confronts the potential devastation of her career. The antiseptic scent of the hospital fills the air as Victoria succumbs to her regret, her shoulders beginning to tremble. Victoria's body is racked with sobs as the enormity of her actions crashes down upon her. Lisa embraces Victoria tightly, offering a silent promise of support amid the sterile surroundings. Lisa reassures her.
Don't say that, Vic. Your career will bounce back, stronger than ever. Lisa says.
In the hushed hospital room, Lisa's quiet vigil begins, her presence a gentle promise against the encroaching night. She adjusts the blanket with infinite care. A sad smile graces Lisa's face, a fragile mask over her worry. The room is dimly lit, casting long shadows that dance with the quiet sorrow. The boy's pale face emerges from the dim light. Silence hangs heavy, broken only by the soft rhythm of the boy's shallow breaths. Lisa sits by the bedside, her sorrowful gaze fixed upon the young boy. She gently grasps the boy's hand, her touch filled with tenderness. The young boy lies still, his face pale against the crisp white sheets. The room is enveloped in silence, punctuated only by the rhythmic beeping of machines. Lisa leans closer, her voice a mere whisper as she bids.
Farewell, little one.
Her sorrow echoes in the sterile room, a final goodbye to the young boy. In the sterile hallway of the hospital, Lisa moves with the heavy steps of someone defeated, her shoulders slumped, as if carrying an unbearable burden. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead, casting elongated shadows that dance around Lisa, amplifying her exhaustion. Each step echoes in the unnervingly quiet corridor, the linoleum floor reflecting the cold light back at her, a mirror to her desolation. The image of the young boy's death clings to her, a specter that darkens the already somber atmosphere. She continues her lonely trek, each footfall a testament to the emotional toll of her calling. Later that same night, in the dim light of the living room, shadows dance across the furniture, hinting at secrets. Lisa enters quietly, her presence barely disturbing the stillness of the night. John sits motionless on the sofa, a silhouette framed by the lamp's gentle glow. The air thickens with unspoken words as Lisa's shadow stretches toward John. Lisa moves with weary steps toward John, her face a canvas of deep exhaustion and raw emotion. Lisa removes her coat and drops it onto the floor at the side of the sofa. Unable to stop herself any longer, Lisa bursts into tears. The apartment fades into a blur as Lisa's inner turmoil intensifies, her every breath a struggle against the overwhelming sadness. She advances, each stride a testament to her resolve to confront the unspoken truths hanging heavy in the air. His eyes lift, catching sight of Lisa's face etched with distress. John's brow furrows, a silent question forming as concern washes over him. The unspoken tension hangs heavy in the air as he prepares for what she might say. Tears cascade down Lisa's face, each drop a testament to unspoken sorrow. Her breath hitches and gasps punctuate the silence as Lisa struggles to speak through her anguish. Through a haze of tears and choked sobs, the weight of her sorrow finds voice.
It's just the little boy. Oh God, John, he died tonight. He was getting better. We all thought he was going to beat the cancer. But it finally got him on John. He died while I was...
The words hang in the air, heavy with unspoken grief. As Lisa's heart breaks anew, John breaks the silence, his voice soft with concern.
Is there anything I can do to help?
The room remains still as Lisa absorbs his question. She sobs silently, her distress filling the space around her. Lisa clutches John's arm, seeking comfort in his presence. Through her tears, Lisa whispers,
Just being here helps.
In a moment of shared solace, their connection deepens, binding them closer together. In their living room, John embraces Lisa, drawing her near. She leans into his embrace, finding solace in his support.
Thank you, John,
she whispers, her voice soft with gratitude. John holds her tighter, a silent promise of unwavering support. In the quiet of their apartment, Lisa trembles, seeking solace against John's steady presence. You're really helping me right now, Lisa confesses. John gently embraces Lisa, offering her a comforting presence. In this shared moment, their bond deepens. Lisa falls asleep in John's arms. He gently lays her down on the sofa, making sure she's comfortable. Then he quietly heads to his own, leaving Lisa asleep on the sofa. The next morning, John finds Lisa in the same place he left her the night before. Lisa immediately awakes at the sound of John entering the room. She sits up. John, take a seat in an armchair. Lisa immediately awakes at the sound of John entering the room. She sits up. John, take a seat in an armchair.
I'm glad I could help you last night.
Lisa sits, her hands clasped tightly, avoiding John's gaze.
Me too.
She looks up into John's eyes. Her heart pounds. Lisa's eyes reflect a mix of vulnerability and longing as she moves closer to John. In the intimate space of their living room, Lisa leans closer to John, the air thick with unspoken emotion. Seemingly without hesitation, Lisa suddenly puts her arms on both sides of John's head, gently pulls his head to her lips, where she immediately and passionately kisses him. Her eyes flutter closed, sealing the world out as she whispers, "Just saying thank you." A breath held, a world silenced. Her voice, barely a whisper, carries a depth of emotion as she repeats his name, and then she kisses him again. John breaks the kiss, creating a sudden, charged distance between them. John quickly stands up. The air thickens with unspoken words as John's expression turns serious.
What are you doing, Lisa?
John's voice fills the silence. He questions her actions, his tone a mix of concern and caution.
You are not thinking straight. You are upset because of the little boy dying.
Lisa's breath hitches in her throat. Her eyes widen in disbelief and confusion. In a strained whisper, Lisa questions, What? A visible shift in her stance reveals her mounting embarrassment. With hesitant voice, Lisa admits,
You're right, John.
Lisa's cheeks burn brighter, accentuating her shame. Her gaze drops to the floor, lost in a labyrinth of regret and uncertainty. With a voice barely above a whisper, Lisa confesses,
I know, John. I shouldn't have done that without thinking it through.
Her words hang heavy in the air, a fragile plea for understanding in the aftermath of impulsive actions. John breaks the silence, his voice gentle yet firm.
No, it's perfectly all right, Lisa. I'm flattered.
Lisa absorbs John's words, her expression unreadable as she processes his response. The room remains still, the weight of John's statement hanging heavy in the air between them. The subtle shift in atmosphere hints at the complex emotions swirling beneath the surface. Lisa suddenly shifts topics.
I want to plant a tree for him, somewhere beautiful where he can rest peacefully.
Lisa looks up at John, her gaze pleading for support. Her voice softens, filled with vulnerability as she asks, Will you help me, John? A moment of quiet reflection fills the room as John speaks, his voice calm and reassuring.
Of course I will. Did you have any doubt?
His words hang in the air, a promise whispered on the breath of the wind. In the soft glow of their living room, Lisa's eyes shimmer with a hopeful light. Her voice, laced with a blend of surprise and gratitude, Lisa asks,
Really? You'll do that for me?
John responds with a quiet sincerity. Lisa listens intently, her expression softening with affection. John's words hang in the air, a conditional promise laced with restraint.
And maybe when you're in your right mind, we will revisit that kiss.
The room remains suspended in anticipation, the future of their relationship uncertain. Lisa sits on the edge of the worn sofa, lost in thought as her fingers trace patterns on the fabric. Hope flickers across Lisa's face as she looks up at John, a hopeful smile gracing her lips. With hesitant hope, Lisa's voice barely a whisper, she speaks.
Maybe, John. I'm sorry about last night. I've seen patients and children died before, but it hit me so hard with Thomas. You see, he was getting better. We all thought he was going to make it. You see, his decline was so fast, it was over before we realized what was happening. And he was dead.
Lisa glances at her wristwatch.
Oh no, I've only got 45 minutes before my next shift at the hospital begins. I need to get a shower and some clean clothes.
Her gaze softens as she turns to John, gratitude, and a hint of vulnerability painting her features. Her voice, barely a whisper, acknowledges the quiet strength of their bond.
Thanks for staying with me last night, and this morning, you have no idea how much of a support you have been.
Don't you think anything of it? We are friends. And I do anything for friends now. You need to go get that shower, or you're going to be late for work, Rumi.
Lisa's eyes light up with a mischievous glint. Lisa's playful tone fills the room as she quips. Roomies, huh? She says with a big smile on her face.
Well, I suppose we'll have our own special bond now, haven't we?
Lisa leaves the living room. John remains seated. John exhales, his breath a sigh of resignation that fills the quiet space. John sits for just a couple of more minutes. Then he too gets up and leaves the living room. Footsteps barely audible, John walks toward his own room, each step a retreat from the shared space. Lisa stands alone in her dimly lit room, enveloped by the solitude of night. She slowly removes her clothes, revealing her pale skin against the darkness. You stupid girl. You have the perfect opportunity to tell him how you really feel, and you're chickening out. John strides confidently toward the bathroom, eager to start his day. Knowing that more than 45 minutes has passed, and Lisa would have been gone by now, he reaches for the handle, anticipation building with each step. The door swings inward, revealing a sight that stops John dead in his tracks. Lisa stands in the bathroom, in just her bra and knickers. Her cheeks burn with a flush of red. Lisa, startled, clutches the towel tightly around herself.
I'm terribly sorry. Lisa, if I knew you were still here, I would have knocked before coming in, but It's almost an hour since you said you were going for your shower. I thought you'd be at work by now.
I got someone to cover my shift until I get in. I'm really sorry, John. I didn't mean to flash myself at you.
Lisa stands in the brightly lit bathroom, wrapped in a towel. She deliberately lets the towel slip for a couple of seconds, and then slowly, she covers her busts again. Her face flushes with a mix of embarrassment and surprise.
No, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. You're a very beautiful woman, and I did see a little more than I expected of you two this morning.
Good, Lisa says. Then John gets the second shock of that morning, as Lisa completely removes the towel. Lisa stands in the bathroom, a thoughtful expression crossing her face as she looks at John. Her entire body on show, Lisa hesitates, then softly speaks. Hey, John. A moment of hesitation hangs in the air, thick with unspoken questions.
Do you like me? Do you like what you see?
The question hangs in the air, heavy with vulnerability and anticipation. In the hallway of their apartment, John's intense gaze focuses directly on Lisa.
Yes, I certainly do. Now please cover yourself back up.
Silence fills the space. The hallway seems to shrink around them. Lisa stands in the small bathroom, her face flushed with a deep, revealing crimson. Lisa reluctantly covers herself back up. Her gaze darts around the room, a visible sign of her unease. I've had feelings for you for a long time, and I being too scared to act on them. John's responds to Lisa's words with a kiss. He put all his emotions into the kiss, emotions that have been building for months. John gently pulls back after Lisa has finished kissing him.
I think you need to get dressed, or you're going to be late for work. Meet me at the park near the coffee shop, and we will talk properly after your shift, and we'll pump the tree for your young boy.
Without any further word, John turns and heads to his bedroom, leaving Lisa standing in the bathroom. In the confines of the bathroom, Lisa steadies herself, her breath a visible testament to the moment's weight. She admits, her voice filled with earnestness. I like you. A lot. Each word hangs in the air, charged with the electricity of unspoken desires. Her heart drums against her ribs, a wild rhythm accompanying the raw honesty of her confession. Lisa leaves the bathroom and heads to her own room. As John leaves his bedroom to head to work, he bumps into Lisa in the corridor.
Today's going to be a hard shift. All I will be thinking about is meeting you in the park. Then we can go to the coffee shop afterwards.
We have been silly waiting this long. Now we both need to go to work, or, well, all going to be late for today.
Excitement fills the air as they both set off for work. Later after work, John keeps his promise. In the heart of a sun-kissed park, Lisa and John unite to plant a tree for Thomas. Sunlight dances through the leaves, painting the earth with fleeting patterns of light and shadow. A serene pause as they gaze upon their shared creation, a symbol of hope rooted in the earth. The tree stands as a testament to their bond, reaching towards the sky. In Frank's coffee shop, Lisa and John share a table, their laughter filling the air.
What exactly are we doing here? Lisa, we've kissed a couple of times, and I know that I'm starting to fall in love with you. How do you feel about me?
I believe I'm in love with you. I've had feelings for you for a long time, and I was scared on acting on them. And then this morning when you walked in on the bathroom, I just knew I had to show you how I really feel. I want a proper relationship with you, sex and everything.
Yes, Lisa. I would like that too. So I think it's time we started our relationship. How about we go for a walk tonight as the sun sets?
Together, they got up and left the coffee shop. As the sun dips below the horizon, Lisa and John stroll through the park, hand in hand, their figures bathed in the warm glow of twilight. The silhouette of a newly planted tree stands tall against the fiery sunset, a symbol of new beginnings and shared dreams. Lisa and John continue their walk, their intertwined hands swinging gently as they move forward, a silent promise of companionship. The setting sun casts long shadows across the park, painting the scene with hues of orange and purple, enhancing the sense of peace and tranquility. The newly planted tree sways gently in the evening breeze, its delicate leaves rustling softly, a gentle reminder of the beauty of nature.